President Bongbong Marcos Jr. vows to help armed forces of the Philippines become a world-class force. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. assured the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, Council of Sergeants Major on Monday that the administration will continue implementing programs and policies that will promote their welfare and of their families. In his speech during the traditional dinner for the AFP Council of Sergeants Major at the Malacañan Palace, President Marcos reminded them to keep up their good work as he reiterated that the administration and the Philippines will always be on their side as they fulfill their duties. Rest assured that we will remain steadfast in transforming and modernizing the AFP into a world-class force that is respected by its counterparts and is a source of national pride. President Marcos said, "So, let me likewise assure you that we will continue to implement programs and policies that will promote your welfare, and not only those who are in active service but those whose families I consider also to be in active service. So, keep up the good work. Know that this administration and the entire country is behind you as you fulfill your duties to the nation," he added. The president hosted the annual traditional dinner for the AFP Council of Sergeants Major. Around 180 guests from the AFP, the Department of National Defense, DND, and the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Military and Police Affairs, OPAMPA, attended the event. The chief executive expressed his gratitude to the officials as he joined them in celebrating the 27th Non-Commissioned Officers Week and the 54th founding anniversary of the office of the AFP Sergeant Major. President Marcos noted that the enlisted personnel are the backbone of the country's military force as they compose 90% of the troops and, with their specialized abilities, support the daily operations and institutional activities of the AFP. You are vital to our sustained success of defending our state, our sovereignty, and our patrimony. It is, therefore, of utmost importance that we help each other and make sure that they all reach their fullest potential, so that they become well-rounded soldiers," the president said. "This is where you sergeants major come into the picture. As the most senior, most experienced, and most seasoned amongst our enlisted personnel, you help in implementing the plans and strategies that we are enforcing on the ground," he added. President Marcos also emphasized that the officers also ensure that the bonds between the AFP officials and the troops remain strong and unbreakable, that they help steer the direction and performance of the enlisted personnel within their respective unit. The president also acknowledged their efforts to staying attuned to the needs of the Filipino troops across the country and in boosting their morale and welfare. You have also engaged your counterparts from other countries such as the United States to discuss important topics, such as the proposal to create a mutually agreed professional development program in support of the Philippines-United States Mutual Defense Treaty. President Marcos said, "So, for all of these things that you do, I have nothing but utmost respect and admiration for all of you and for all that you have done for our country, for our people, for our armed forces. So, continue to show them your selfless and dedicated service to the nation that enabled you to reach the positions that you occupy today." He added, the chief executive said he will count on their support in ensuring that the AFP can adapt easily and prepare for any contingency, considering the changes in the security environment of the Philippines. Philippine Army Chief of Staff General Romeo Brawner said changes are geared toward protecting the country's territories in the South China Sea, particularly Thitu Island. That land mass, called Pag-asa Island by the Philippines, is home to more than 400 Filipinos. It is also one of several disputed islands in the South China Sea. The third phase of the military's 15-year modernization plan, dubbed Horizon 3, includes the acquisition of multi-role fighter jets, radars, 2 additional Jose Rizal-class frigates, missile systems, helicopters, and the country's first submarine fleet. Initial plans also included acquiring additional BrahMos missiles and high-mobility artillery rocket systems for the Army for coastal defense. The modernization effort began in 2013, but budget limitations have delayed progress. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro told lawmakers last month that 10% of Horizon 1, meant to take place from 2013 to 2018, and about 53% of Horizon 2, scheduled from 2018 to 2022, are complete. That is why we have to re-strategize, because the paradigms for Horizon May 2 not be valid anymore, Teodoro said at the time. However, In response to clashes between China and the Philippines in recent weeks, Manila is speeding up its acquisition plans, with the legislature earmarking 45 billion pesos, US $793 million, in defense spending for 2024. Senators have relayed support in passing supplemental budgets for intelligence and material acquisitions related to South China Sea operations. Last week, the Defense Department ordered 3 C-130J-30 Super Hercules tactical airlifters for delivery in 2026, according to a news release from Lockheed Martin. The Philippines is also expecting to receive 2 BrahMos missile units in December from India, more Acero-class gunboats next year under a deal with Israel, 2 new landing dock platforms from Indonesia next year, 2 corvettes from South Korea around the 2025 and 2026 timeframe, and 6 offshore patrol vessels also from South Korea in 2028. Horizon 3 requires 500 billion pesos spread out over the next 6 years, but it is unclear how the government intends to finance the program. However, some countries have offered assistance. For example, France pitched its Scorpene diesel-electric submarines as early as 2019, and its proposal includes helping the Philippines Navy develop its base in Zambales. Others bidding to supply the Philippines with submarines include Spain, which submitted a $1.7 billion offer to supply 2 S-80 class sub, and South Korea's Hanwha Ocean, which updated its proposal last month for 2 Jangbogo 3 diesel-electric submarines, while the Philippine military has yet to release its final plans for Horizon 3. The realignment will include less but more potent assets and platforms, according to Bronner. The material will align with the country's forward defense strategy, where threats are pushed as further away as possible. Bronner said, adding that the military's goal is to immediately deploy fighter jets and other assets after reported encounters with Chinese vessels. According to the country's new territorial defense strategy released last week, the Philippines is placing particular importance on islands it claims as its own, including in what the government calls the West Philippine Sea, namely Thitu Island, Loeta Cay, West York Island, Flat Island and Nanshan Island.